Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Duel video. Today I'm using Naturia, because why not? I used the Naturia deck on Duel Arena, it was pretty good, I guess. And then I rebuilt my old Naturia deck from last year onto the 3DS game, which follows the OCG list, and it has cards from last year anyway. And so I updated it earlier today, and I'm gonna use this, and what the fuck? Sorry for my language, but what is this? During your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target face-up monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. Well, if he destroys Mathematician, that's not gonna get him anything, because it has to be destroyed by battle, and it would not miss timing because of the end if you do. It's the simultaneous. I'm gonna start off with Burden of the Mighty. The Naturias don't have the best attacks, so I was like, let's throw in this old card. Xyzes are still somewhat common, but against some decks, Burden of the Mighty does work. You can always side it out in matches. Not that this deck is a proper side deck. Now, I'm going to summon Pumpkin, and maybe I should have just waited until next turn with Wiretap so I could stop whatever's coming my way. But I'm just gonna go all out. Well, not really all out, but sort of. Summon one Naturia. What? Young Zing, what? During either player's main phase or battle phase, you extend this card from show and target to synchro on synchro. All monsters your opponent controls must attack if able. Okay. It doesn't say I can't synchro. Naturia Bacchian. Attack. I guess Naturias have not been used for so long that people have to read Naturias. I guess that happens. I have to read Young Zings and Shadows and Satellarnates and stuff. I could negate it, but then I can't negate whatever trap is coming at me. Or I could not negate it, and then I still can't negate whatever comes at me. So I might as well not negate to still have the cards in the grave. And then maybe he's bluffing too, so I'm still gonna do it. Attack! Once per turn, if monster you control is destroyed by battle, a card effect, you can special summon Yang Xing from the deck. It's okay, you still got destroy. Mathematician. You did not, they're both optional, you have to state what goes first on the chain link. Would have been important if I had certain responses, which I don't have right now. And I can special summon a Young Zing. Don't have a clue what they do. If this card do control reserve card and send you can special summon a Young Zing from the deck. Which they'll do because of this thing. If you control a spellcaster, that's a Wyrm. That's not a spellcaster. Oh no, that's a different effect. Yeah, they can do that. I guess that's a nice strategy on their part. Also, you forgot the... Well, I sort of did as well because of all the effects that were happening. But we kind of forgot the 1300 damage because that's not negated. 1300 because Burden of the Mighty lowers Mathematician's attack by 300 because its level is 300 per level. enter. Also, I guess it wouldn't really be a complaint, but someone um, let me know of the fact that my opponents weren't that good usually in my duel videos, which I guess sometimes happens. I just usually host and then accept the first person um, that comes into my duel, which more often than not is a lower ranked person. Then again, the lower ranked person do more often have like the rage quits and stuff, and I do play almost always an unrated, so that would the duel does not go my way, I can immediately quit, try again to do stuff. To just try and get a duel video going, because that's really what I'm going for, and not lose rating that way. But then again, I don't really care about rating too much this format either. So maybe I could go for that, because unrated people do quit more, which is annoying. So hopefully this will work, because normally when I try to record a duel video, the first two duel videos that I try, the first two duels fail due to someone being too overpowered or whatever. Or, what else? Like, so yeah, someone being overpowered, bad hand, like really bad hands for one of the people. What else? Like, someone just quitting after turn one. True. Shove it into the deck. And it's gone. Ow. I'm still thinking of what to use instead of Burden of the Mighty, but sir, you do not have a level. It is 2,000 damage, not 1,600. Thought so. Duh. Normal. The only really the only thing I can really do right now: normal pumpkin, special mantis, and then Xyz. In 2, and I don't have a lot of Xyz options in this deck. I guess Exciton Knight would be my only option. Naturia pumpkin. So I'd have to test the deck for a little while just to figure out what I want, and I can set a Burden of the Mighty because I don't feel too good about it, and like stuff I want to do with the extra deck. If your opponent knows a certain Cosmo Beat. Your opponent normal summons, special summons, or flips that monster face up, remove the monster, remove this guy from play. Interesting card. I'd never really thought about that. But in certain decks, if you like know what they add with Reinforcements of the Armory, Brotherhood of the Firefist, Tenki, that's a good one. But you have to have Cloak and Dagger active before it happens. So unless it's like with Call of the Hunted, where you know what's going to be summoned right after that, the opponent knows what Cloak and Dagger is going for, so then they just won't summon it. I could use Wiretap. Never really thought about that because I didn't use Wiretap too often. But I didn't have Cosmo Beat in hand anyway. I have Exciton Knight! And the only thing that they can do Effector. Boom! You control is destroyed by Lord Crawford. You can special summon a Young Zing from the deck in attack position, except Bixie. really have to know what the young things do. Haven't really gotten to use that. I've seen both Stellar. No, I haven't really seen Stellar Knights in action. Maybe like one video, I think. And then Shadows, I've dueled against them once, I think, or twice. And I've heard a bit more about them. So I predict to see more Shadows than Stellar Knights, because Stellar Knights, especially after Duelist Alliance, in OCG, like they use Star Seraph, and those like the Star Seraph that we don't have. So that's kind of annoying. Counter attack, or he doesn't take damage. You can destroy all that comes from your opponent and make no further damage. I could attack into him, but then he can just summon another one in defense, so that's not good. Opponent's main phase or mana. Those are like quick effects, synchros things, like Formula Synchron. I'm just being sort of excited, like I have no clue how these young things work. When the young thing, once you control the certain battle card from center grave, well, this card is in your graveyard, express or summon it, and if you do, banish it and leave the field. Oh, didn't know that either. I'm just gonna leave it to him because he'll have 3 cards after he draws. So as long as he doesn't get rid of one of his cards, I will be able to use Excite on Knight. He'll be able to get something back, which might even be worse, but I'll probably have to. He can summon something in defense with the fire thing, and then the light thing can summon itself, because the fire thing was destroyed. So then he'll have a level 1. What's he playing? What's he playing? Okay. Is he gonna play another Chiven? Oh! He's gonna play the level leader. I really want to see what this is. Chances are it's Blizz, chances are it's one of our other friends. Oh, I can see at the top of my screen, like just above over here. There's at least two people that are PMing me. Neither of them is watching. But I'm not gonna read them. It has more total cards than I do. They have equal. So they did well in using the Foolish Barrel. Even though it might not have been the most useful card at the time. Yeah. Now he has to announce the other guy. He has to announce when building the chain, because it's optional, that he's going to use the light. He has to announce it. He did not announce it. In Rated, I would be like, you didn't announce anything. And like, what effects? Effects like of Suwani, because that was just a Troid. That would be the most obvious thing. So in Rated, I would have had a talk with him about it. Like, admin would an admin have come in, he would have asked him for clarity, probably would have let him resume. But this needs better, because it's optional. You need to state what order what happens in case of a reply. Not that I can do much right now, but it needs to happen. Let's say you have an optional effect and a mandatory effect, yeah? And because of SEGOC, simultaneous effects go on chain. Mandatory effects always go before optional effects on the chain. And since chain resolve backwards, the optional effects will always resolve before the mandatory ones. But if you then resolve the mandatory one without having done the optional one yet, without announcing ever announcing the optional one, you can't use the optional one. Reading, because I don't know what he did. I was thinking, that's not level 5. I don't know what happened. So there's a light level 1, a water level 2, an earth level 3, and a fire level 4. And we just need dark and wind. Who is going to do the synchros of the level 3? No? Yeah. The level 3, the Closolus. Closolus. 0. It's only during his turn, though. There's Nefarious Archfiend Eater with Nefariousness. I like the card. It helps with exceeding him for a spellcaster, but you really just want him in the grave. So you just put him in the grave with Mathematician or Foolish Burial. And then it works with the Young Zinks, because they can summon a new one, and they won't miss timing, because this is simultaneous. I like that. I like that card. Nice combo, opponent. I'm gonna set card and turn your move. Yeah, I think I never really finished the story about the ratings. Someone noted that I don't really fight a lot of high ratings, which I'm like, okay. I guess maybe that's why I win so much. I would say I have usually, well, I'd say I'm a really good duelist. Sometimes my decks are really good, sometimes they're not as good. I do try to make most of them competitive. So I guess I win quite a lot more than I lose. But I'm losing my train of thought because I'm thinking about the duel. It just happens sometimes, but like for this time, instead of like waiting for some like searching for someone, I just went like 800 rating up and clicked on like one of them in unrated, and that was this guy at 922. He placed Armades for protection to make sure I can't use Mirror Force, Dimensional Prison, anything like that, but I have Mystical Space Typhoon. Bamboo Shoot can't do too much. Mirror Force can, but not against Armades. So if he just attacks with Armades, doesn't attack with anything else, he's fine. If he summons something else, because I can defeat Armades with Mirror Force, I just can't use it when Armades attacks. He needs to summon something else. Never mind. I was really hoping he'd summon something else, and then if he was smart, attack with Armades first and then something else. Like with the idea behind it that he'd finish me off afterwards. But that would give him a risk of losing both Armades and the new monster to Mirror Force. Would risk him to be hit by Torrential Tribute and stuff. Darkhold maybe? Naturia cherries. I can't activate cards or effects. Like a lot of there's a card like Armades, Ancient Gear Golem. At least the effect. Ancient Gear Golem, when attacking, doesn't allow spells and traps to be activated. This thing is like cannot activate any cards or effects. Ancient Gear Golem is only spells or traps, not even spell or trap effects. And this thing is both cards and effects, so it's already active, like field spells and continuous spells and traps. They still work. And it's until the end of the damage step. So if he uses Armades to destroy cherries, I can't activate cherries' effect to summon 2 more because of Armades' effect. Because I cannot activate effects, no matter where they are. Supply unit. Supply unit to work with this thing. I like that combo. I like that. Need to make sure to use this before he attacks. What? Why? Alright, we'll talk through what I thought would have happened. I don't know what he would have drawn into, what he would have used. Since I can't use my Phoenix Chain when he attacks, I would have had to use... I would have used Phoenix Chain at the start of the battle phase, to make sure that in main phase he wouldn't be able to respond to it. I don't know what he would have drawn, what he would have been able to do. Like in my end phase later he would have been able to use this thing, I guess. Let's see what I would have drawn into. Let's say he would have drawn into something that's not useful at all. My next draw would have been Bamboo Shoot, which means he had another turn to get something good. And the turn after that I got Leo Drake's Mane, which at the moment is also useless. So he had 3 turns to draw into something good. To just deal 1400 life points and damage in 3 turns. So even something of 400, no, not 400, 500 attack points would have done the trick. Let's see if one of the young Zings has that. One of the young Zings, do they even have attack? This thing has enough. This thing has enough. Level Eater would have been enough. Anyway, I lost. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say I lost, even though the duel never finished. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later. I have an idea for a couple new deck requests, what I'm gonna do with that. So yeah, see you later.